Okay, where do we start? I do want to get back to Eddie's rub. I think we need to spend more time on that. Just a second.
Let's call it seasoning. Rub sounds weird, man. I'm telling you.
Didn't you bring up rub, though?
No, because that's like a brisket rub, a rib rub.
Did you not suggest the word rub? Was it Amy then?
Yeah. Did you just come up
I
with
think I
a
called
rub?
it a rub.
Okay, just making sure.
I mean, rub's
that's-
not a. It's what
it's
they
called.
call it. Some people call it a
It's
rub.
called a meat rub.
Yeah, that's a weird term.
No one calls it a meat rub.
But you rub
Not
it
that
on,
anyway.
But you rub it on meat.
Okay, we'll come back to that in just a second.
That's what it is.
The woman who had sex with 1,000 guys in a night is pregnant.
1,000?
You didn't see this story in the news?
No.
She's pregnant.
How do you not pay attention to this one, Eddie?
It was
1,000?
everywhere. Unless you really paid attention and you're playing dumb.
No.
What?
No, dude, 1,000 doesn't seem real.
I didn't see that either.
You didn't?
Stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we talked about
it was
her,
on.
didn't we?
She has like an OnlyFans, right?
Yeah.
And how many? And she held up the paper that had the number on it, and the number was, I think, how much? You know, see what the number was? Was it 1,000?
Was it 1,000?
1,000 seems like a lot.
Or was it 100?
I thought it was 100.
Maybe it was
that's-
100.
okay.
Unless there was a different girl. The girl I saw was 100.
Maybe.
I mean, 100, 1,000,
I
tomato,
did see
tomato.
100 one, but 1,000. I thought maybe people were breaking the record. I'm like, that's too much.
I don't even want to Google it because I saw it come through on my feed. I just don't.
No, Bonnie Blue. It was 1,000.
It was
guys.
1,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
What on earth?
Give her some respect.
Thank you. Yeah, 1,000.
And now
In
she's
12
pregnant?
hours.
Mhm.
I thought at least 24.
Yeah.
I guess there was another girl who did 124 hours.
Okay, I saw that one.
But that's nothing.
Okay, so Bonnie Blue it's actually 1,057 minutes.
Okay, and she held it up as a paper, yeah.
Well, I Googled it.
And so one of them.
Yeah, how do you even know?
No,
I wonder if it
no
was
way.
one of them or if it was just because she can't just do that and then she doesn't do it any other time.
Mm.
So maybe it was with somebody else on purpose that she knows.
Oh my gosh. This is bizarre.
What is the whole thing? Yeah.
The whole thing.
I wonder about the pregnancy. And the reason she's holding up that piece of paper in that picture is because Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points in a game and he's holding up the 100 because it was the record. And so she's holding up the paper in the same, like a parody of that, going 1,015.
I mean, Wilt, too, was known for having a lot of
Yeah,
partners, right?
but they have nothing to do with each other.
Okay.
This is him holding up that sign in the 100-point game, and that's what she's mimicking. Yeah, in a book, he later said that he had sex with like 10,000 women or something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like this is like in person?
What are you
What do
talking
mean?
about?
They're-
How else would you do it?
Who are you talking about now? Bonnie?
I'm talking about Bonnie. I'm trying
Yeah,
to figure out
and
the
there was a
math on
line.
1,000. Yeah, okay, there was a line. This is just...
But I don't know that it was recorded and again, I think there's controversy, and Lunchbox could probably help me to research this. Even Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game, there was no video of it. Like, they don't have any footage of it. They just trusted, and the long-standing thought is he really didn't score 100.
Oh,
So-
I didn't even think about that.
So,
I believe the 100 girl did film it all.
but the 100 girl I don't care about. I'm talking about the 1,000 girl. The 100 girl, you can do that in 24 hours. 4 in an
Guys.
hour, 5 in an hour, you can do that. That is not.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
One-
but you're not
the-
sleeping. You're not having a lunch break.
But the 1,000 is what's crazy to me.
It's
The
very
100 girl
crazy.
she does not exist. That's Bonnie Blue, is who we're talking about.
What world do we live in that 100 isn't crazy?
No,
That world
is
changed when
crazy.
1,000 happened.
That is
Exactly.
insane.
Still a crazy. I'm seeing a headline here of a video. It's her mom, and some guy, and it says, Bonnie Blue's mom recalls cleaning up after her gangbangs.
Well, there you go.
Well, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
if
I
you were to
remember-
look at them and not read these headlines, these look like very normal people.
Yeah, she's really pretty.
The mom.
So the pregnancy part, though. And first of all, Lunchbox, do we know for sure that she did it with 1,000 dudes?
I mean, all
say.
records
Is there video,
indicate.
though? Is there? Do we?
I haven't seen any videos,
Okay.
but I did see that there was one guy, like he was like an 18-year-old. He was waiting in line, and he was on his social media talking about how he was waiting in his line. His mom showed up and pulled him out of line.
Wow.
Good.
Apparently
So-
there was video, and they actually took it down.
So that would make, if she did 1,000 in 12 hours, that's 83 an hour. That's more than one a minute. So that's just like,
Right.
and like these guys have to be standing belly to butt, basically
Ready
in
to go.
line, like a march. You know.
And then was there like a
That's
an
why
ad?
That's why math. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why mathematically it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like human wise, it's really odd and creepy. And to be a dude, you're just standing in line.
You better be number one.
To be, But better, that's 1 out of 1,000.
You better be number one. That's what I'm saying. If not, you are.
Yeah. So anyway, do we know she's pregnant by?
There's no chance.
But I'm not saying it's from this. It doesn't have to be from this.
It has to be.
No, again, my point was she's having sex other than just this one time with 1,000
Sure.
dudes. So she might have a boyfriend. But we don't know.
No,
With the
I
story,
haven't
it doesn't say who the dad is, if it's from this world record attempt.
All I saw was she announces she's pregnant.
Oh, she said, my family is so proud of what I do.
She makes a lot of money. I mean, she makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
Not that, listen, I don't think anybody should do that for that. But I'm just saying, maybe your family's like, sex is not a big deal and you make a lot of money.
Right. It's obviously not a big deal.
Obviously, they're cool with it. They're proud of her.
Oh, wow. Hey, here we go.
Mom's
This is
cleaning
crazy.
up. Yeah.
Lily Phillips, the one that had 101 men, she also announced she's pregnant, and they're rivals. So maybe neither one of them are pregnant. I don't know.
If you're 100 and the other one's 1,000, that ain't your rival.
No.
That ain't, the 1,000 is the Lakers, and you are Westlake High School.
Yeah.
You're not on the same path.
Yeah, this is weird. So Lily Phillips posted a picture of her growing bump on social media saying, baby Phillips coming in 2025. And this is all after the rumors of Bonnie Blue saying she was pregnant.
Yeah, again, my only question is, does she know who the dad is? If it happens from one of those where all the guys are lined up, I'm sure they don't give all their personal information to get back in touch with them.
Right.
So let's say you get a DNA check. You probably can't go to all the 1,000 guys and see what matches.
They got to have their names for the record books, right?
Amy
I
is in
wouldn't.
shock.
I wouldn't give my name. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I wouldn't give my name if I did do it.
I'm looking at her holding up a sign at a university that says, bonk me and let me film it.
Well, her thing initially was like 18-year-olds in college. She'd go to college campuses and like 18-year-olds.
And she's from another country. She's British.
London. Yeah. Yeah. She lives in London.
London or
Yeah, but people are saying Lily Phillips isn't really pregnant. They're thinking it's just a cry for attention. This is.
Well, all this is a cry for attention. 124 hours is a cry for attention.
I didn't realize there was such a rivalry in the industry. Let me see which one's hotter.
In times like this, I'm reading this article. Yeah, I mean, 1,057 is that's
Man, this is tough.
that's
They're
just
both
that's
pretty
somebody
hot.
going ew and then out, ew and out, ew and out.
Okay. Yeah.
To do 83 an hour,
Yeah.
because again, you got to have water, you got to have bathroom breaks,
And you got to have somebody like orchestrating, right? Like
and
somebody
counting.
helping.
And you got somebody at the
a
door
whole team.
clicking people in.
And do you high five
Got
on
a
the way
camera
out?
crew. Hey Ray, when you fist pumped, how long did you do that?
Day.
24 hours?
Yeah. I did more fist pumps than she did pumps.
I like it. Funny.
Sure.
Okay.
What if she's impregnated by multiple men?
That's not possible, right? It's only one. isn't it one
Dogs
sperm?
can.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Female dogs can be impregnated by multiple male dogs and produce a litter of puppies with different fathers.
That's right. That's why they have 10 dogs.
I think she'd have to have 2 uteruses.
Hey, Google image both of them. Tell me who you think's hotter, because I'm having a tough time.
What?
This is
They're
what he struggles
Pretty.
with. I'm having it. This is tough.
I think I might go with Lily Phillips.
She's the 100 or the 1,000?
100. Eddie, check it out.
I think I have to. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, this is like,
Dude, this is the real content we're talking about.
Yeah, of course.
this is tough, man.
Which one's which?
This is Bonnie Blue. This is the 1,000.
Oh, wow.
Right. But here's the 100. I mean, that's pretty.
Yeah, 1,000.
Oh, you like the 1,000 better?
Yeah,
Mike is showing me
You like
them.
Bonnie
They have
Blue?
clothes on. They have clothes on mine. New York Post. That's Bonnie Blue.
Yes, for the record, they have clothes on.
And then the other one. They look so similar. You might think they're the same person.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, I think Bonnie Blue's prettier.
She's 1,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she looks more of like the. They're both.
This
they're
is
both
just-
really pretty.
you
They're both
guys-
attractive,
Okay,
yeah.
we're good. This
Well,
feels
Lunchbox
weird.
We're not talking
started,
about anything
like-
gross.
I know, it just feels weird.
He was
You're
having
the
a
one
hard
that said
time.
gangbang.
No, that was a headline.
No, but you
But you
said
read it.
You're the one that said it.
Yeah.
We hadn't said that.
I was shocked that her mum was saying
Well, the whole thing
Her
is
mom.
shocking.
she would clean up after them.
Oh, Amy.
I know, but you keep going there,
We're done,
and then
we're
you're like,
done.
"You guys stop saying
no,
who's
no.
prettier." Then Amy's over there going, "Her mom
No, it
cleans
just
up."
felt weird.
Well, you're saying it's weirder than what. Look.
We're all weird. Let's stop.
Okay, well,
The whole thing is-
That's crazy.
That is wild. Like, what has society gotten to?
I don't
Yeah,
even
like
know.
Mike said, that we're not counting the 100 anymore.
Hold on.
We're at 1,000.
All right,
Hold on,
moving.
hold on.
We're moving on.
Bonnie Blue's married.
Yes.
So her husband.
Oh,
had
so
to
her
help.
husband's the baby daddy then.
Okay, I mean,
That'll be the dad.
Maybe.
well, you mean the biological dad or just the father of the kid?
I would say that both.
Okay, like
I would
Oh
say-
yeah.
say both.
There's not time to. I get it now.
I would say if she's pregnant, it's not from the 1,000, it's from her husband. I didn't know she was
Bobby's right.
married.
It's got to be from the husband because when you were doing how coordinated it has to be, it's like next.
Yeah, those
next.
guys just
They're
wanted to
not-
be in on it. It
they're
wasn't
not-
even about anything.
I got it, Amy. You got it.
We get it.
Just stop her.
Okay. Let's talk about
Okay.
Eddie's rub for a second.
Oh my gosh, it's seasoning. Can we please move on?
Meat wrap.
1,000 ropes.
Oh my God.
I
that's what you
just
should
want
call
to
it.
spend a little more time talking about this
What you got?
because I feel like you're making a lot of excuses.
There's not excuses. The way it all kind of played out was weird because
So, by the way, if you're just listening to this, because you could be watching on YouTube and you didn't hear the show, Eddie was responding to a caller who said, "What's happening with your hot chicken?" Eddie said he met with Kroger. They didn't want to do it. And so then they were like, we'll have a meeting about seasoning. And then Eddie's dad died. And he said they called him like 10 times. And then he's like, I just haven't got back around to it. But it's been like months and months, which means either they really didn't want it or you really don't want it. Otherwise, you'd have been back at it.
So I'll give you the timeline. So it all started with meeting the Kroger guy at Kroger. He's a local exec. He runs a couple Krogers in Nashville, in the Nashville area. I saw him at the store and he goes, we're just talking about just whatever, the show. And then I came on a few days later and I was like, dang, I missed my opportunity. I could have told him about my smoking hot chickens. So he calls and he's like, hey, I heard on the show, like, if Eddie wants to talk about smoking hot chickens, let's talk about it. So we set up a meeting, him and a couple of other execs. They showed up. I brought him a chicken. They were like, we love the chicken. There's just we don't really want to go into the chicken business. Like, chicken's difficult for grocery stores.
But do they know that ahead of time if you're bringing chicken? They just want to meet you from the show?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's what it feels like. Because if they're like, we don't want to get in the chicken business, and you brought a chicken up, they knew you were bringing up chicken.
Yeah. I don't know if they thought maybe I was insured already or had a company that was already covered in that area, but they say it's just a liability to sell chicken. So they said, do you have anything else? And that's where I was like, yeah, what do you want? Like, I got all sorts of stuff. Salsas that I make. My mom makes a good pico de gallo. Like, I do seasonings. And they're like, now you're talking. So I said, great. I don't really have anything to present right now. And they said, why don't you just go and figure your stuff out? And then we'll set up a meeting with this is the big guy, the guy from Cincinnati. They were going to fly down a guy from Cincinnati who makes a lot of these decisions and said, get everything together, and then you can present it to him. That meeting was happening around the time my brother had a stroke. So I flew to Pennsylvania, and it was going to be that week. And then my dad passed away.
And what date was that?
Gosh,
What month?
Late August.
Okay. Oh, I don't know if it's that long. Okay, got it.
Yeah, right? Is that late August?
I don't know. I don't remember days or names of songs or the names of books I'm reading.
Gosh, or was it October? Man, I don't remember. Like, it's
Okay.
really been a blur. But anyway, so that all happened, and I ended up calling him, and I felt bad because they kept calling over and over and over, but they obviously didn't realize what was happening. So I called him and said, hey, I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm dealing with some stuff right now. Let's just call off this meeting. We'll push it off and then kind of regroup. So a few weeks went by, and I called them and said, hey, there's too much going on right now. I'm not really in that mental headspace to pitch a product. Plus, I really didn't have a product.
Now we're talking.
I really didn't have a product. So I've been trying to just kind of create this product by buying a bunch of spices and getting the right blends, which is a huge process. And then finding a company that's going to blend these spices for you, bottle them, and do all that stuff. I was like, this is way too much to do right now. So I called them back and said, hey, let's just hold off. I got a lot of things to do, but I do want to keep the line open, so I will let you know whenever I'm kind of back in that mind frame. And that's where we've been. And I haven't called them back. It's been a few months, and I am working on spices. I have 4 samples that have been sent to my house. I don't really like them. They're not exactly what I want, so I haven't moved on it yet. That's really where we're at. it's exciting, but really like I don't know where to go, and I don't want to have a product out there that I really like want to just sell, but I don't really like. It needs to be perfect in my mind, and we're not there yet.
But you're concocting it.
Yeah. And it's close. It's just like, it's little things like, I don't like the texture of it. You pour it out and the powder kind of just like makes me sneeze. Like, don't like that. So then I got to call this company back and like, make me another batch. And it's $100 every time I get a batch in. So I'm like, ugh, like we got to get this right.
So you have a co-packer.
Yeah, he's a co-packer.
Good.
Co-packer?
That's what they call it. You at a facility, they co-pack it for you. You don't do it out of your garage.
Well, they're creating it. They're not packing it yet. He hasn't created multiples.
So I give them the list of ingredients, and I have to like. I feel like a drug dealer. I have a scale, and it's like 2.7 ounces of paprika, 2.7 ounces. No. I'm not going to give you the secret recipe, but it's like it's down to that kind of number, and a little bit of a different ounce number or a whatever numbers like could really throw it off. So it's a little more complicated than I thought.
I will bet that they will not have a meeting with you now.
Why?
One, there's a lot of turnover in that business. And if it's not the one person who knows Eddie, they ain't going to take a meeting with somebody who doesn't have a product. I think he probably missed his window, probably. But if you wanted to do this, like to create your own, to like sell it yourself, you could probably do that.
Yeah.
Like at the
on your
farmer's
social
market?
media. Yeah. Yes.
That's cool.
And I would encourage you to put your mind on that, because these opportunities where people will listen to you pitch something, those windows are very small. And again, who knows where the guy in Cincinnati is, who knows what they're looking for. The guy apparently, wanted to meet with you because he listened to the show.
Yeah.
I think that because you didn't call them back and say, hey, we got this, sometimes you have to go and just present even if you're not ready. Like, if you really want it, you got to figure it out quicker than you're ready. Because if you wait forever until you're ready, nothing will happen ever. It's like when they say get ready to have a kid. You're never ready.
Yeah. What I was scared of was to have like a bottle of a seasoning that I wasn't really sure of, and them say like, let's do it. Let's get it on our shelves like next week. And I'd be like, no, this isn't
but
the
that
one.
means they liked it though. So
I mean, I don't think they were going to taste it though.
What?
I don't think,
Oh yeah, they would have tasted it for sure.
You think they're not going to taste something?
Why would they buy it from you? I mean, it's not like you're famous, so they're
No,
not going to take
right.
your seasoning blind.
but it's weird. Like, it's tasting the seasoning is one thing, and then knowing that it's going to work is a different thing.
No,
Because-
they would taste it.
Really?
Yeah.
You feel like they would taste it, and then also, don't you need to say, like on certain mixes or seasonings, rubs, whatever, like it'll say, this is great on, chicken, fish,
Yeah.
They
whatever.
would test it.
Mhm.
So a bunch of people would taste it.
Yeah. I feel like on food.
So if it
too.
was like, hey, we're thumbsing up, who cares if you like it?
Yeah, Eddie, I think we need to keep going on this. I think they would still, like, that guy probably still works at that Kroger,
Yeah.
your buddy, and he would still take our meeting.
My point
So-
is
our meeting.
the inaction after you went through whatever grieving, that inaction is probably going to cost you a chance at having this deal. I don't really think there was a massive chance for the deal anyway.
Yeah,
but I think
I didn't either.
I think there was a big chance for you to learn how to do it. And if you really wanted to do it, all the knowledge that you obtained from the meetings and from what you're doing now, you can create something and do it yourself and make a decent amount of money. And then once you have kind of a story, much like touring artists, they sell a bunch of tickets and they have streams, labels go, oh, we should invest because of the story they've already created.
Yeah.
Do you need investors?
No, we're just gonna start with 100 bottles first. I could probably do that.
You could sell them on your Instagram and probably make a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
But that's what I would encourage you to do, because the Kroger thing is not going to happen. It could happen eventually, but it's not going to happen from this iteration.
Man, the meeting stuff's interesting because like you're talking about, they wanted to know what I would sell it at, like what percentage would they keep, like they wanted all of that information.
And you're going to
I'm
have
like,
all
I don't
that
know.
by doing it yourself at first.
Yeah.
So you weren't prepared for that, but what that did is it prepared you to get prepared.
Yeah.
So now
That's
it's
true.
on you to do it yourself. That was only a conduit to get here.
Dang, so did they ask you what your wholesale price was?
Yes, and I'm
Yeah,
like, I don't. Well,
that's-
no, they didn't ask me what it was. They said when you come to this meeting and we fly this guy down, these are the things he's going to ask. I'm like, oh, I have no idea even where to
And
start.
also, the guy was probably already flying down for something else. I can't
Correct.
imagine he's coming in for a chicken when they don't buy chicken.
No, I think it was like he comes to Nashville this day.
Yeah.
And then he'll have time to meet with you.
So what I would do moving forward, if you really want to do this, is continue on your trajectory, but don't like dilly-dally around. Like, make it happen.
Yeah.
It-
Okay.
Can you put it in glass jars? I'm trying to avoid microplastics.
We do too. I don't. I'll eat microplastics all day. I'll eat them by themselves straight
But
up.
And
I
it's
mean, I'm
cheaper.
obviously getting them, but I know it is. But
Investors.
We have
lots of
glass
spices are
jars
in
that-
little glass jars.
Caitlin puts all our fruit in glass jars now, and these little yeah. I'm like, I'm cool. Microplastics they fuel me.
My father-in-law, I was drinking water bottle. He's like, "You enjoying those microplastics?" I'm like,
It's a major plastic, bruh.
It's definitely
Just stop.
So the encouragement here is you learned a lot about what you don't know. Now you're learning it. And if you were to have the same meeting in a year, which you might have,
Yeah.
with all the knowledge that you obtained by doing all of this, you'll be prepared for it. And then it could possibly be a success. But you're not ready now. And if you're not ready, they could even say yes, but then it would bomb out. And then you're the guy who had a bomb
Sure.
that will never get another shot.
Yeah.
So that stuff's probably dead. But that doesn't mean you can't actually create a more whole product by you that you're going to have to do more work for, but you're going to own it all, and you could end up pitching it later or not.
Right.
Because if you end up pitching it, it needs to be different. It needs to be so different, or you have to be so famous.
Which I'm not that famous, and I'm trying for different. I'm trying for unique, and I'm trying, and I don't know. What's really hard about it is once you create 10 different versions of a spice, like you don't even know what you're tasting anymore. Like I liked 1 at one point, I liked 7 at one point. Now I don't even know the difference between 7 and 5 and 4.
That's a good point. Are you tasting them near each other?
No, different times. And so what I'll do is I will make it, and then I will buy like chicken. And then I will do 1, 2, sample 3, sample 4 on all these different chicken pieces. And I'll cut it up and I'll have my whole family taste it.
So I would also say, if I were you, I would pick a date on the calendar and say it needs to be done by this. Because when
Yeah.
you leave things open-ended, they never get closed. Because you can just go like, I'll get to it tomorrow. I'll get to it the next day. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's me writing a book, if it's
Sure.
working out, it's trying to get in shape for something, you have to have a target. That doesn't mean you have to hit the target, but if you don't have the target, you'll just keep kicking the can. So I would also encourage you to find a date on the calendar to go, I have to be done by this point.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then you have to hold yourself to it, because if you don't, who cares if you say something?
Right. And my wife's really good at it. She's just like, have you done this today? Like you're trying to do this week. Did you do it? It's already Saturday. Like, let's do today and focus on the spices. And I'm like, yeah, well, let's do it. It's just, I really am to the point where like, I really am so close to getting something I really like, but I don't want to release something that I don't love. And it's like getting really frustrating because at this point, I don't even know what it tastes like.
But I think
anymore.
that's the part of the process. It is frustrating because you do want to get it right.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anybody.
But I don't think you're ever going to get it right.
I know. I'm thinking that too.
There's no such thing as perfect.
Because even like the first sample was really good, but now I'm like, I can do better than that. Maybe I should just release
Which
the
is
first
why
sample.
you need a date to go wherever I'm at on this date
There
is
we
the
go.
final.
That's good.
You got to have a target, or you're just going to keep going, well, I can get better, I can get better.
Yeah.
If that's the case, like if it's like,
You'll never end.
never,
Yeah.
never, because you'll keep going, well, I can get better, I can get better. So you got to have a cutoff as well. Yeah, you just need it. If I can compare a couple things. Lunchbox was taking acting classes. He never really committed to even going to class in person. He's like, I want it. I feel like you didn't really want it because you didn't really pursue it.
Wrong. I really wanted it, but you forget to remember is that I realized that I had signed up during COVID, and I had done the search when I was in Texas.
You can go to
And-
different classes here. Don't have to be the same
no.
teacher.
What I'm saying is, then I was like, dang, man, I've been taking these classes with the classes in Texas, and
Right, but if you wanted
that
it,
was
you could have kept
embarrassing.
doing it here in town. There are actual acting coaches in town that you could have gone to, but you didn't, and then you didn't like try to audition for anything, like you didn't search. I just don't want Eddie to start spinning out and keep saying I want it, and he's not really trying to do it. I think that's an example of that.
Or really feeling like I'm not close to it when really I might be close to it.
Because I think if you'd have really put your mind, like in your effort into it, Lunchbox, you could have probably landed a couple commercials or something, but you didn't commit.
Well, I thought he had a commercial.
Dude, I don't know what that is. But he could have had
commercial.
He could have had things on television.
Don't you have something in the Smokies?
Yeah, it's a show, man.
Oh.
That's not a commercial. That's big time.
This feels odd. Hold on, let me do a mid-roll here. But don't you feel like if you would have?
Yeah, I think I could have some commercials on TV.
But why don't you?
I just haven't had I haven't got spotted yet.
It's not about being
And
spotted.
I got to
discovered.
learn how you get on commercials, man. Because I see one guy I went to high school with. He's on commercials. I'm like, dang.
There's a
pretty
guy that my wife went to high school with, and he's in like a lot of commercials. And she said he just got like an agent.
No, but you don't just get an agent. No one just comes and represents you out of nowhere. You have to prove
Yeah.
that you're worth their time.
I think he got one commercial,
Yes.
and then it was like, all right, we can get you in 10 more.
Kinda, not really.
Because if you look at commercials, you do see a lot of the same actors in different commercials.
And that's the guy I went to high school with?
Not as like faces of commercials, you don't, because
He's
they
in-
have to. If you're making money, you can only really make money from the one product because you sign to the one product. You can't do like Mountain Dew and then get on and do a Pepsi. You can't be known for both.
Yeah.
So if you were like, I want to do commercials. Well, what I would do is I would look for commercials, casting in town or television things, casting the extras, and you meet people there. It's all networking. All the business is networking and effort. It's just effort. And from there, you get bit roles, and bit roles turn into mid roles. Next thing you know, they think your face is awkward enough or good looking enough, and you're the face of a major company.
That's cool.
But it never happens where you're not going to get spotted. You're 42 years old. You're not going to get spotted walking through the mall and someone go, I need you. You're the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
But I think you probably could have done it if you'd have put the effort in. You just didn't put the effort in.
Well, I just screwed up. I screwed up, and I was like, dang, man, it was a hard pill to swallow that I'd spent all that money.
No, you didn't screw up. You actually had an introductory to acting classes, and had you got an acting teacher here, you'd have been better already because you had already been exposed to it. But you didn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I just lived with the lie for a little bit and was like, oh.
The lie. I did see that they're auditioning like for kids in town. They're shooting a movie and they need some kids. You ever thought about getting your kids in it?
Or you just dressing really
No,
young.
no, I'm not letting my kids do it.
Why not?
He's seen the dark side of it.
Dark side of the movies.
Yeah. And if they get more famous than I am, that's not cool.
You wouldn't like that?
No.
You wouldn't be.
Like my kids could have been like the Gerber baby or whatever because they look so good. I mean, they're like model-esque.
Doesn't everybody think that?
Everyone thinks their baby is the most beautiful baby in the whole wide world.
No,
I
no,
look
no.
at some of my kids' baby pictures. I'm like, what was I thinking? They were not.
But you did think it while it was
Of
happening?
course.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
I was living,
There
I'm
are
like,
certain
oh.
babies that look like aliens, and people are like, "Oh, my baby's so cute." And I'm like, "Your kid looks like an alien."
You don't think anybody thought that about your kids?
No,
They're
They
perfect.
were so cute.
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay.
And you wouldn't want them to get famous.
No.
You don't want to live vicariously through them. You
No.
want to live vicariously through yourself,
Through
which isn't
myself.
vicarious at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to experience it. I don't want to be secondhand. Like, what fun
Have
is
you
that?
given up?
No, I haven't given. No, I never give up. Never.
Okay, but you've quit.
No, haven't quit.
Are you taking classes? Are you doing anything to pursue this?
I look online sometimes for things going
Where?
on.
Where?
I just on
On the internet?
No, what's it called? Craigslist.
I feel like that's going to get you in trouble.
No.
Yeah, that's where they have acting things.
Bill?
Or Facebook.
Okay.
I don't know.
Amy, how do you feel about your stuff? You were taking classes for a while.
I know. And to where I can actually look at it and say, I guess it wasn't something I wanted enough
Bad enough.
because I would have kept going. I do think that in my mind, I see myself revisiting it and things have settled. So it is a goal this year, but I'm thankful for your reminder of like setting a deadline because I need to do that or I'm just another year is going to pass, you know? So your advice to them, I just took for myself.
Mostly I was just making fun of you guys, but I like its advice.
It's good advice.
You did. You said set a deadline,
Like
and
the
I'm like,
deadline
that's
is
a
huge.
reminder.
Well,
he was
it's
making
huge.
fun of us. He was taking shots, and you guys didn't pick up on it,
No.
man. He said you guys
You
are a
were
bunch of
genuine.
losers.
No,
Marion.
you were genuinely.
I was genuine. I was
saying-
Hey, he
genuine.
was saying you guys are a bunch of losers
I
that
was
don't
genuine.
follow through on
No,
anything. You
it's
guys
just-
are full of
I was
crap.
just challenging Eddie's, I'm trying. And it's like, are you really?
Yeah.
And you're not trying in the same lane that you said you were because that lane doesn't exist anymore. But you can actually do it bigger and better. And everything that you're really doing instead of what you're saying you're doing is more valuable because of all the things you're having to learn.
Which is really exciting.
I let a lot of my negative thoughts take over, and I know better than that. You know?
Like you're not good enough to
You're
do
like,
it.
"Well, this is so stupid. Why are you even trying to do this? Blah, blah, blah. Who do you think you are? Blah, blah, blah. That I let those get a little too loud, and then I just let it sort of die. And the thoughts have started to come back, like that I want to go do improv classes again. Like that was so fun for me, even if I don't do anything with it. Like I liked that environment, but I was mixing the improv classes with my acting lessons, and I think that that's helpful. And I don't know, I just got to do it.
Do you ever have those thoughts
I'm one big imposter syndrome constantly.
that
Like
says
that.
you're not good enough?
It's never not the thought.
I would think opposite because of how you work.
But look at what I do. I don't really do anything that great. I'm good. I'm really consistently good. Occasionally, I do something great. Every once in a while, it's something that's amazing. But really, my talent is being consistently good, but consistent. And that's even when I am like, man, what am I doing? I've never written a book. What am I doing? I didn't even take money when I wrote my first book because I was pitching a kid's book and they didn't want the kid's book. And so I was speaking to HarperCollins about the kid's book and they were like, it was their idea for me to write an adult book, like a real book. And I was like, I don't think nobody's going to care. Like, I'm not famous enough for somebody to care about a book. And also part of me was like, if I write a book, I'm not going to write a good book. I don't know how to write a book. So that's what's happening in my head. And they convinced me and they're like, we'll pay you the guarantee. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be good. And I'll feel guilty about taking it. Then I'm going to be embarrassed having to promote it. All that happens every single time. And so I wrote half the book before I took a check. And then they read the first 30,000 words that I wrote for bare bones. And they were like, we still want the book. And so I was like, then I'll take the money and I'll finish the book. And so I did. And I second guessed every single thing I wrote. But I know I'm going to second guess everything that I do. So when it happens, it's not new to me anymore because I don't think anything I do is that good. But at the same time, it's like I have a screw loose, but it's just the right screw where I'm wildly insecure. I have crazy imposter syndrome, yet I still have the ego enough to go, I should do this. And I think there's a pretty good shot that I might be wrong about how crappy I am and that people will relate to it. And so, yeah, I've never really done anything that I felt like was great. Even when the comedy special came out, I was in my therapist's office going, I hate this thing that's coming out. Like, as I was doing it, I felt good about it. But now that it's all recorded and edited, I kind of hate it. And he was like, how often do you feel this way? I'm like, every single time I'm about to release something. And he's like, so what do you think? I said, well, I've done this enough times to know now that I'm going to hate everything I do. And this is a very natural feeling because it doesn't matter if it's a book or a tour going on sale or whatever it is. I'm going to go, that's not good enough. But even with that comedy special, I could have toured it for another year because I'm like, it's not ready yet. The same thing with your spices.
Yep.
Easily. But I had to set a date and go, this is my last show I'm doing, and then we're recording it. And then it came out, and it did well. And mostly, people liked it. And so my therapist went back this last week, and he's like, how was it? I was like, oh, it was fine. He goes, I told you, and you knew that too. But yeah, no, I have full imposter syndrome.
Was your second book easier to write?
No, it was worse because there was pressure because I got paid even more for the second one. I had said no for so long because I wasn't going to write a second one. I thought I had caught lightning in a bottle, and I was like, I'm never. And they like 3 times came and said, will you write another book? No, thank you. I don't feel like I have anything else to say. And then I did that TED Talk, Winning by Losing, and I thought, I could do this and write this because it's a lot of my story, like just committing to something, even doing it wrong, and then figuring out from wrong. I think it was Norman Schwarzkopf who was like, inaction is way worse than wrong action, because at least with wrong action, you have an idea of what's the right action, even if you do it wrong. And so I was like, I think I can write this. And then I asked some people to be in it with me where I wrote their story. It was like Stapleton, Charlemagne the God, the governor of Arkansas, and wrote it and took all the money up front because I was like, if I'm doing this, it's hard work. And I thought, this book sucks. And what sucks about a book is the day it comes out, there's no gratification where someone's like, hey, I just read your book.
Yeah, you have to wait.
The day it comes out is like a release. It's a release day, different than music where people can be like, hey, I heard the album. It's great.
Yeah.
I heard this song. It's great. A book is days or weeks of people having to read. And I was really bummed out the day it came out because I don't know about sales or anything. And I was like, man, this is not, I just should have stopped because I had success. I should have stopped. I remember our friend Zach Massey had messaged me and he was like, hey, I guess he's a crazy reader. He's like, I read the whole thing. Like, I didn't ask him. He was like, dude, it's really good. And that I remember getting that text on an airplane and being like, maybe it's not terrible. And I was just so grateful that Massey sent me that message because I knew he had read the book. But I hated it the whole time. I never read it back, hate it. But now I know that's how I feel about things that I do, everything that I do. So I'm okay with it. I just understand what's about to happen and how I'm going to feel. So mostly you'll feel like that about everything you do, but it's understanding that you're going to feel that way, but keep going.
So tough. Because it never ends. It really doesn't end. Like, it's just crazy. You keep feeling like that, even though not everything you do, but even though you've seen success in so many things, that imposter syndrome still creeps in. Is just wild the way our bodies are.
Well, also, I think if I attempt 10 things, only one of them actually makes it out where people see it, aside from the radio show. And people are like, dang, look at that. You're on this, you did this. But it's like, you haven't seen the 90% of things that it was a no, it was a we're not even going to take the meeting for, it was a that's already been done. So you don't see all of that. You only see what's on the pedestal. So I do have 90% of losses here that I'm like, man, I kind of suck. But nobody else sees that.
Yeah.
So that's it. Well, I encourage you guys to. If
Are
it's
you being serious though?
Or are you making fun of us again?
Both.
Are we back to making fun of us?
I encourage you guys to push through that, unless you're just being lazy, and then you're not going to do it. And if you're just being lazy, if you're being lazy because you don't do the work, that's one thing. But if you're being lazy because you're like, I'm scared to actually try because I might fail, that's a different not working.
Yeah.
Because to try is vulnerable. Even if nobody knows, to try is vulnerable because somebody else gets to make a decision based on what you're doing, and then you put worth into whatever that decision is. Because you can't not. Now you learn to move on quickly. But yeah, so make your freaking spices. Put a date on it.
Yeah.
And
And I guess I haven't talked about it at all to any of you guys really because of that.
Which is why we felt like you were lying.
Wasn't lying.
Because out of nowhere, you're like, I can go to these meetings. I didn't go. I just didn't call them back. But really, you didn't feel like you were ready. But
Correct.
really, you felt like it wasn't good enough. So really, it was you didn't want to be rejected.
Yeah.
And it's a vulnerability thing by trying.
Like, what if I talk to you guys about all this stuff and like, oh yes, I got this, I got that, and then really nothing ever happens? I'd feel like an idiot. Like,
That's okay.
But that happens.
We wouldn't judge you.
But that's exactly what I'm saying, right?
Right,
Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
vulnerable to try, and yeah, we judge you for sure. We're your friends. That's what we're supposed to do. Like we would be like, but in reality though, it wouldn't be judgment. It would
Right.
be us listening and
Being playful.
yeah. If it was on the air, we'd really make fun of you.
of course.
If it was off the air, I'd be like, dude, suck it up, do it
Yeah.
again, make 100 calls, do it again. But on the air, we'd for sure make fun of you.
And like the first seasoning batch that what did you call it? Lunchbox?
Trial, the test.
No, the people that make
co-packer.
the co-packers. I found one in North Carolina, and this was right before the hurricane. And that was my first submission. And they're like, we got it. We got all your info. We're going to make it. And the hurricane hit. And then I think their place got destroyed. So I'm like, well, that's a sign.
There are no signs.
It's
There are
like-
signs.
it's like-
There are just signs that you're looking for in order to have an action you were already thinking about doing.
That's a sign maybe you should just work with somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a sign. That's a forced. You have to
Mm-hmm.
work with somebody else.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
signs just lead you the way you really already wanted to go. If you're looking for them to make decisions in your life based off of things like this. So
Amy's had some good signs though.
Yeah. They've changed my life.
it's different. Like you saw a tennis ball near a tennis court and you're like, it's a sign.
I know.
And we're like, no, it's a tennis ball near a tennis court.
What was the sign? on
That
that
I
one?
should play more tennis. But that is me just being lazy. I haven't done it. Although my friend is taking lessons every Monday and Tuesday, and her coach is. It's so funny. His name is like Frederico or something, and he's very handsome.
Of course.
So we're like, this is why you've kept up tennis. But it's funny. Like her husband's aware of Frederico and whatnot.
Yeah, Tom Brady was well aware of that guy too.
The jiu-jitsu guy?
Yeah, that didn't
I'm
go
like-
so well.
Good for you. Like she made a commitment and she's doing it. And I'd rather prioritize my improv because that's fun for me.
But are you?
Yeah, I'm going to.
But
Yes, I am. This is me literally.
you will. You're going
No,
to.
I am, because of today, I'm setting a deadline. Like I've got to. No more of this.
A deadline for what?
A deadline for signing up for another 8-week class.
Improv?
Yeah, because that was fun for me. And I'm probably going to have to go back to level 1, which is fine. I need to revisit.
Is that the one Michael Scott was doing?
Yeah, when he's like, he whispers in their ear. He shoots them, or he whispers in their ear, "You're
And they're
dead."
like, no more gun,
Yeah,
Michael.
no more gun. There is a charity auction up for the $1 Million Show, which I think it's in 2 weeks. It's the show Eddie and I do with the Raging Idiots and Miranda Lambert and Bailey Zimmerman and Clint Black. They play with us. A lot of artists are coming by. I don't understand the charity auction because I saw it posted, Morgan. Are tickets there as well, or is it just a meet and greet?
I believe it's 4 tickets to the show and a meet and greet. Let me clarify real quick, but I believe that's what it
Because
is.
I looked at it and I thought just for the tickets alone, it was worth $500. Because I think if it was 4 tickets, the starting bid was $500, and nobody had bid on it yet. And I was like, man, I would buy it just for the 4 tickets alone, much less the meet and greet. And there's stuff they have to put on there, like they will not sign anything. And we didn't say that. I think they just have to put that on there.
We sign stuff all the
Yeah.
time.
If it's tickets, I felt like it was a bit vague, and that probably would keep people from getting in if they thought this is only for a meet and greet and we already have to have tickets.
No, it says experience the show. You and 3 guests will enjoy the incredible event, and you'll get the exclusive opportunity to meet Bobby and take a photo before the show.
Does it say 4 tickets anywhere?
It doesn't specifically say.
That's where I would be
tickets.
scared to buy if it doesn't specifically say.
It says valid for 4 people. Duration is 1 show, so maybe that's where they're saying it.
Valid for 4 people, though, that could be the meet and greet.
I think it's 4 people. 4
It's
tickets.
4 people to the
No,
show.
I think
But
it
it
is.
should
Too.
say
No,
it,
yeah,
is what he's
my point
saying.
is too. I think it is too. But if I were going to spend that kind of money, I would need it to say 4 tickets and meet and greet, because
I will tell them.
I would be. And I know it's not your fault. But I would be like, I don't know, so I'm not going to put all this money down and it'd be like I just got a meet and greet when I already needed tickets as well. And if it is that, and you guys can go over to the thing, I bet it is as well. But I was looking at it last night and I was like, man, if it said tickets, I think people would buy this just because to go buy tickets now, and St. Jude doesn't get the money in any resale. It's only when tickets go on sale. So any of the resale St. Jude doesn't get if people are selling them, but they're very expensive.
Is it? It's not sold out.
It is sold out.
Oh, it is sold.
It's sold out
yeah.
the day of.
Yeah.
I'll have them add it on there. I am 99% sure
Because
it is.
on the
but
headline, here's the headline of it. Meet Bobby Bones at the $1 Million Show in Nashville on March 4th. That's the headline. It doesn't say 4 tickets and meet and greet. And I see where people would think they're only buying the meat. And that is not worth $500. I will pay you.
Because you'd like to meet them.
Yes.
I'll have them change it, but I am pretty confident that it's 4 tickets to the show and the meet and greet.
Dates, experience occurs.
Because when they sent me the sample copy for it, they say in there you could win 4 tickets to the show. So maybe they were expecting it to be in like the social copy, and then for some reason not on the page. But
Yeah, I would have them put it as the headline. And then we'll repost it too, but we are saying 4 tickets?
yes,
Okay. We'll repost it on our socials now even. And then you come back and you can watch the show. I'm sold out show. It'll be super cool. All right, cool. Boom. Oh, man. I hate when I write notes and I don't know what I wrote. I did bring, I'm giving away shoes. I brought a couple pair. I'll just do it tomorrow. But I brought a couple pair of shoes I was just going to give away. I have too many shoes. This is from the segment
one of
where it's
us?
like, nah, I give it to like a listener.
Well, that makes sense.
I was like, bring the wheel in.
No, that's good. That's good.
I mean, the shoe, Mike, would you give me that bag? My ears are in. And then we'll, I went through my closet.
That bag is nice too.
Thank you. It's a vintage Celine.
Celine Dion.
My wife's, no, it's not Celine Dion.
Oh.
So these are some,
Oh, those are nice.
these are some Jordans.
Those are Jordans.
This stuff I've worn like once.
Whoa, those are cool.
Okay, you're not getting them.
No, I'm just telling everyone how cool they are, guys. Look at these.
And these are like off-white Nikes that are like, I mean, we could probably look at the price of them, but I haven't, these have been worn like 1 or 2 times ever. And I bet these probably, if you buy them now, these pink off-white Zooms, I bet they're like $600 or $700.
Wow. Cute.
The Zooms, okay, now they're like 300. And so they did not go up with inflation.
I like how they say foam on the side. It says foam in quotations.
And then these brown
Dude, those are cool.
Jordans. Oh, you can buy now for $450 on StockX. Those, but I'll just give them away. We can do it tomorrow, something on the post show. But yeah, I have too many shoes, and I don't need to keep them just to have them. So there's that. All right, boom. Amy, anything?
No, I'm trying to think. Oh, I have something I need to give to you. I keep forgetting.
Oh, I thought you were giving away something too.
No.
We all give stuff away. Like, I have so many hats. I should give hats away.
No, but I
Really?
have this.
That's not good.
Yeah, no.
Not good?
No.
These are like unworn, like good, like
Oh, yeah.
expensive shoes.
What if I wash them though before?
I would say I wouldn't want your
The
hat.
hat.
Okay.
You guys want some ducks?
No, I don't. You need to get rid of some of those ducks though. What, Amy? What?
Mud water. I have to give you this mud water to give to Caitlin.
Oh, it's not even for me.
No, it's for Caitlin.
Mud
What?
water? You drink it?
That's dirt. You want some?
You serious?
No.
What?
No, it's just supposed to be like dirt. It's not actually dirt. It's like
But you drink it?
cacao. It like looks like mud.
Okay, sorry. I thought you really
You mean
were drinking-
cocoa?
Mm-hmm. Like it's got cinnamon, salt. Eddie, lots of spices. Lots
Lots of rubs in there.
Lots of,
Yes.
Put this on.
Lots of meat
on some of your
rubs.
chicken.
Okay, I think we're done here. Thank you, everybody. I think that is it. What is it? Okay. Ray, how long we gone?
46.
Yeah, that's solid. Thank